Today, yes, at least teardown of the Socrate 4695-5 maintenance bench for aircraft radios. But before we start, very good news, I found the keys of the attaché case. They were in a hidden compartment inside the case, and I have the keys. So it is really a win. I put that back in place before I lose them. Okay, so where to start? In fact, there is not much wonders to have, because only the top cover can be removed and is useful. The bottom cover will just give to a big metal plate where you can do anything, because everything is accessible from the same side. So it will be quite easy. Just 2 screws to undo up here. So these back pieces are quite bent. Probably the unit was dropped a few times, and I did try to repair them a little bit, but you can never get exactly the same shape you had previously. So just 1 second. Extra long screws here. Okay. The cover will just slide off, revealing the contents you cannot see because you are not overhead. So let me take care of this. So here is what we have. We will start, so as you can see, a big aluminium plate at the bottom. We have 2 circuit boards. We will zoom on them later. We have a whole row of shielded relays here, and more down here with coax. They are coax, these ones. We have power coax stuff. So what seems to be attenuators or demi-loads. This I do not know. Connected to a whole bunch of coax wires through different adapters. We have on the front, we have of course the 2 big galvanometers, all the contacts matching all the buttons for the front, big wire harness, and here are the digital displays in this weird kind of plastic modules. You cannot see really well here. Galvanometer again here. All the lights, which are this one aircraft grade, it seems, made by ECE. It is a famous brand of French aircraft equipment. Here we have the plugs for the front panel, and here at the bottom the main power switch, the big transmitting and receiving switch with very serious set of contacts, it seems. Atelier Pecli shunt made for 10 amps, so this will be nice. On the other side here, which will be very difficult to show you, maybe like so. We have not much, in fact. We just have more interconnects for the coax, BNC interconnects. We have this. At first I was believing it was a fan, but not, it is a speaker. And we have some kind of power transistor in a heatsink, the antenna coax here at the bottom. And last but not least, some mystery shielded high frequency box here mounted on the side. Okay, so now I will zoom for you at least on the PCBs and on the everything I can, but it is not easy because this thing is huge. So we will start, I guess, with the PCBs. Nothing terribly fancy. You can see On this one we mainly have a number of diodes. This weird thing is maybe a relay. Transistor here socketed. I guess, oh no, maybe not a transistor. We have too many contacts. It is LM222H. And it is very nice because I do not know in which way I am supposed to reinstall this. I guess it was, I will need to check it with the video. It was not like so, because in fact there is no, there are pins all around and you can install it the way you want. It is not really convenient, this thing, but at least I have a video, so I will be able to know in which way I am supposed to install it. Big tantalum cap here, very useful. And we have some power resistors and more diodes. This PCB is connected by a huge connector at the bottom side. Second one is a little bit smaller. We mostly have adjustments. Oh, excuse me, it is rain outside. Resistors and diodes and two ICs, which are SN5402J, made by Texas Instruments. They are mid-grade ceramic sandwich ICs with a golden socket. Here, power transistor 2N3000 something, nothing special. Here we have the row of relays, which make a clicky noise, by the way, when you play a little bit with the buttons. The speaker here on the side. So I will turn it around. Yes, so I am not sure if we are missing paths or anything, because in fact we have one unpopulated connector here and one here. So I do not know if I am missing a link between them, maybe, or something like so. So these two things are written 3 dB 20 watts, so they must be attenuators made by LEC. They are both the same, and you can see we have a number of adapters because we have BNC here and we have like this one here. Quite interesting. Other one here, I did already check and there is nothing really written on it. Oh yes, here it is a Microlabs 40 dBs attenuator, model AD-40N, it seems. And here we have something else with little things written on it. So all correct stuff. Whereas we have one word, excuse me, it was totally out of the frame. So this one, I don't know what it is. Here we have a weird little box, which is almost making a short circuit with a terminal for the galvanometer. It is quite weird. We have the two big bodies of the galvanometers, the Peckley shunt, and here you have a better look. I will try to zoom in for you on the very fancy light indicators, you can see, but it is not easy because this thing is enormous. Okay, now I will try to undo this box on the side and have a look inside for you. So first we need to remove it. So there is 4 Allen screws, and I already removed it. It is very well made because you can undo the Allen screws. There is one big plate in the rail on the side here, which will allow you to install it easily. So I was frightened to have 4 individual bolts flying in the breeze and susceptible to move, but not. So this was quite a surprise, and also I had to drill a screw in this because the screw was completely messed up. And you can mess up in particular when you are using a power tool in the wrong direction. So I was trying to loosen it and I was tightening it even more. Surely it did not help. For some reason this one today does not want to come. Yesterday evening it was easy and today it is hard. While I am on the video, so it is perfect illustration of Murphy's Law. Why? Okay, so now it is coming, more or less. Okay, so I have to undo A1, B and C. It will probably be quite hard. Okay, and here one of this big flavor of coax. So we have a little box here with a pretty filthy solder work, as you can see. Quite surprising to find it in a former military equipment, which was probably not tinkered because it came out from a surplus. It did not. It was not owned by an individual. Well, the seller, but not. Nothing did tinker with it. Nobody did tinker it. So it is original work from the military, it seems. So we will. I will try to remove this little cover here and see if there is anything to see inside. I guess not, because it will not come, of course. So you know what, anyway. Maybe, I did break loose one solder joint, in fact. So it is not a big deal. There is one little PCB in here with one trimmer resistor, one trimmer capacitor, which you can access through these little covers here, and a few diodes and one transistor maybe. Okay, so I guess I will reassemble this later, and now we will have a look inside this box, which I still need to disconnect. Okay, so it is a matter of undoing 6 screws, so I will be right back. Okay, so I did remove 6 screws, so as you can see we have 4 plugs on each side, to each side, and we have the very heavy aluminium parts with center pins connecting them. And here is what we have, basically 2 times the same thing, and I have no idea what I am looking at. It looks like we have this one piece here with a set screw of some flavor, insulating material in the middle here, insulating here, and this is soldered to one of the connectors. So we have RF magics in here probably. So this is one thing, dealing with one signal, but it looks like it is electrically insulated from the others. In the middle we have the same, except this one is straight, whilst here we have some kind of notch, which is not the same size in here, and not at the same side also the insulator. Not sure if it has any importance or not. So this is a strict piece with one BNC at each side, and you can see how these BNC connectors are fitted with a screw thread, and it is matching. In fact, each side of the box is half of a nut for it. Quite nice. So other insulator piece here in the middle, and the other side is just yes, the same than this one but reverse. So it gives to some kind of a set screw here and to the other connector here with this little cover made of aluminium covering the hole. Okay, so it is what is fun with RF Magics. On such Voodoo, you do not know what you are looking at, except if you are a guru. So I guess there is some coupling done between the three parts, and the high frequency signal will travel from one to another in some way. Some kind of radiation, probably. The wave, in fact, those may be radio waves, but RF Voodoo is quite something. So I have, by the way, a big Russian piece filled with this flavor of Russian Voodoo, RF Voodoo. I would like to make a teardown of it, but the problem is that it is insanely tedious to take apart, and it will require at least a few days of work to take apart and reassemble. So it is on my to-do list for sure, but I already know it will be terribly tedious to do, so I am a little bit lazy with it. Okay, so very nice machined aluminium here in aluminium blocks. I can still see the mill tracks from the machining. Very thick. It must be, here it is probably over 1 centimeter, and the wall here is probably 5 millimeters or something like this. So quite a serious thing. Okay, so this will conclude the teardown of the Socrates aircraft radio bench. I do not still do not know what I will do with it. It is a little bit too space consuming to keep. I would, if I had a matching radio, I would enjoy testing it with the radio and testing the radio. But so far I haven't got anything matching. We do not know. I can always find one, maybe, maybe not, because I am always having a look on eBay for aircraft parts, and so far I do not remember seeing anything of this kind. French-made aircraft radios. The control aids, I have one, maybe two, but not the correct models. I did already check. So I have one control aid where the connector is matching, and there is, when I press a button of the control aid, it will light one light on the test bench. But apart from this, it does nothing. So I guess it is a regular, some kind of standard connection they are using, and it is matching the signal, and it is sending the signal to the light to light up, but it does nothing, and even the backlight is not working in the control aid, while you should be able to test it with a test bench. So it was quite a fail. I did expect it to do something, but not. And I believe it is the only one I have. And I have I need to check my stock, and I have nothing matching else. And also no big French aircraft radio rack, by the way. I would love to have one, but I don't. So far the test bench is a perfectly useless doorstop. So I will keep a little bit probably, and then I will decide what to do with it. I will see, and I did just mismatch the screws. The suitcase anyway is good to keep, either with the current accessories for it in it or for reuse for another purpose, and relocate the accessories somewhere else. But I believe the rack may end being scrapped because it is space consuming, so I will keep it a little bit of time, and if really I do not find a matching radio head under the matching radio, I will probably scrap it. By the way, the seller had 10 of them to sell, and so far I believe he have sold 5 of them. So if they are still available when I upload the video, I will link the eBay ad in the description, and maybe we could have an opportunity to pick up one. Okay, so for now I will put this back in place, and I will try to find a spot where to put the rack before the wife sees it. Thanks for watching, bye bye.